Ooh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the After Effect Podcast Show, episode 93. I'm your host, LeBron Steffen, but you can call me L Boogie, LB, Big Bron, B Ron. The choice is yours. Again, like I said, welcome to episode 93. We're doing something new this fall season. We're going to do a college football final every week of the college football season this year, something new that we're trying out to continue to pump out content. So without further ado, let's dive into week one. Of course, we're going to talk about it first. Number one, Texas versus number three, Ohio State. Ohio State was able to edge out with the win, 14-7, led by Julian Sayin going, what did Julian Sayin go? 13 for 20, 126 yards, one touchdown. Jeremiah Smith had 6 catches, 43 yards. Uncharacteristically, I thought, had 2 drops that we really didn't see in his freshman year. So definitely eager to see how he bounces back. Week 2, they got Grambling State, so that should be an easy win. But kudos to the home state, Ohio State Buckeyes, for eking out that win. Obviously, as we know, they'll probably push up to number 1. Got to shout out the Cleveland native, Arvell Reese, for having one hell of a game. I think he had 9 tackles, 1 sack, and really just dominated on defense. Shout out to the defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, who really has those Ohio State guys humming on defense. Eager to see how they just continue to develop, and eager to see, Matt Patricia continue to just try things with those college guys. Man, I think Ohio State, is going to be a top team this year. And kind of what everyone's been talking about, right? Archie Manning's performance, 17 for 30, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Really just underperformed, right? He had all the hype coming into the season, Heisman candidate, this and that, and just unperformed. Not to say that it looked like the moment was too big for him, but just, didn't make all the throws. At times kind of seemed rattled, but in my opinion, that's kind of what comes with it, right? That was his first start in a major top 5 college football game. And so, and he lost 14-7. I thought Texas, fought hard. All of those guys are well coached by Steve Sarkisian. So, definitely thought that was a game of the week for week 1, but we'll still touch on a few more games. Next up, what we got, another top 10 matchup, number 9 LSU versus number 4 Clemson. LSU was able to eke out with the win. Shout out to those guys. Quarterback Nussmeier went 28 for 38, 1 touchdown, 230 yards. You can really honestly tell, he's a veteran out there. The quarterback for Clemson, forgot his name, but he played pretty decently as well. We kind of knew, going into that hard stadium to play in, that it would kind of be a defensive game. So kind of entertaining, but not as much offense as we would have liked, right? But LSU was able to eke out with that win. Next on the schedule, we got, let's touch on Florida State and Alabama real quick, right? Thomas, I don't want to butcher his name, Thomas Castellanos. You can't really see everything in the stat sheets, right? 9 for 14, 152 yards. But man, if you watch that game, man, that guy dominated, with his feet, with his energy, with his explosion. There's a lot of talking about Alabama. And, a lot of folks are saying, people are not scared of Alabama anymore. Nick Saban is not there anymore, and the players aren't the same. So definitely kind of eager to see how Alabama, bounces back and how they develop, over the season. And also, that Florida State's going to jump up there now with that massive win. So definitely want to see how, how that quarterback continues to play. I watched a few of his games last year when he was at Boston College, and thought he was extremely explosive. Like, what everyone kind of talk about is just his height. He looks maybe around like Russell Wilson, maybe 5'9", 5'10", or more so Kyler Murray, 5'9", 5'10", guy, quick twitched, super explosive, kind of massive arm. I wouldn't say Castellanos has an arm like Murray, but quick twitch that, able to move in a pocket. So eager to see what kind of season he continues to have. But, that game was fun to watch. I would say. So, last on the docket, that Monday night game, Notre Dame versus Miami. Miami was able to eke out with the win, 27-24. Carson Beck went for 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's kind of even crazy, for us to talk about the NIL deal that he signed to Miami, to go from Georgia to Miami and stay in the NCAA and stay in college football, right? I remember last year they were kind of talking about him potentially being a top 5 quarterback if he was to leave. So the fact that he chose to stay in the college ranks and, sign that type of NIL deal really just more so speaks to, the landscape of what college football is right now. I would say the benchmark has moved, right? The benchmark has moved from the NFL to college. Like, right. So when I was growing up in the Midwest in Cleveland, Ohio, we like our goal and dream playing football was to make it to the NFL. You know what I mean? And, to make a lot of money and take care of our families and make a lot of money to play a child's game. But now, that goalpost has kind of changed to college because if you can become a high level recruit and make it to college, you can make some real money, well into six figures, definitely over 4 to 5 years. If you redshirt or and things of that nature. So now, I think that goalpost has changed to guys just making it, to being a Division 1 player, honestly. Back at it. So yeah, excited for, this next generation of college players, right? Like, when I played, we didn't have transfer portal, we didn't have any NIL deals. So you still that goal was still to make it to the NFL to take care of your family. But now, like I said, that goalpost has changed. So super uber excited just for, all of these current college players and just excited to see the maturation of this year's college football season. Eager to see how Texas bounces back in week 2. Eager to see what Alabama looks like next. I know a few teams, they have some easy games coming up. So the one of the main things for Texas is that if you look at their schedule, they got week 2, they got San Jose State. Week 3, they have UTEP. Week 4, they have Sam Houston, right? So how can they bounce back these next 3 games? If you look at it on paper, you say, Texas can go into week 5 being 3-1 easily, right? And potentially still a top 10 team. But so how do those guys bounce back? How do those guys, try to just focus on going 1-0 and getting better and developing during the season? That would be really, really awesome to see. And kind of same thing for Ohio State. Week 2, they got Grambling State. Week 3, they got Ohio, which is not really a rivalry. Week 4, they got Washington in the preparation for that week 5 matchup versus Penn State, which could potentially be a top 3 matchup. How do those guys stay focused and try to go 1-0 versus each 3 of those teams, as they get ready and get prepared for Penn State? Actually, I misspoke. Penn State is week 8. So after Washington, I think they have one more Big Ten team, and then Penn State is week 8, right? So how do they stay focused from week 2 to week 7 in preparation for week 8? That kind of looks like the next biggest game. So, excited to see Ohio State's maturation, and see how those guys continue to get better. That is all I have for college football final week 1. Continue to tap in with me every week. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to LeBron James TV. If you're listening to this, please subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts. Till the next time, peace.